this shit, man. You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. Let's go. First, make sure my shit is on the side. So nobody call and mess up the intro. Got one of the best intros. That's a side note. Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. Ooh la la. On Saturday. Best day. Best day. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you hop off the page and Diddy to the left, Usher to the right, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. Because we live on YouTube and we live on Instagram as we is on every Friday and Monday night. But I had to do the Drake on them and go back to back. It's Saturday, work day, and I actually got to work tomorrow, but got off earlier than expected. So I was like, let me come talk to the people for a little bit, because it's a lot of shit spinning in the clip. Tiffany Rowe, what's the word? Tiffany Rowe, what's the word? A lot of shit spinning in the clip, and although we addressed some of it yesterday, we'll first address and open up the show with shout outs to anybody that work with kids. Whether it's on a teaching level, whether it's caseworker level, you know what I mean, counselor, especially counselor. I'm sure they gotta hear all of the most wildest shit. You know what I mean? Especially in the GHETTO, like, you know what I'm saying? You know it's crazy when the imams, spiritual leaders, Islamic, you know, pillars, if you will, when they get on the minbar on a Friday, and yesterday was Friday, and they be like, the kids is watching porn and smoking weed and doing the most, and they talking about their kids that's Muslim, right? Born Muslim, or, you know, come up in the household, and it's Christmas time, and Def Jam Comedy, I always quote it, brother, like, well, what you mean the kids can't have Christmas? So my father was a Muslim, my mom was a Christian, and my grandmother always would say, well, what you mean the kids can't have Christmas? It's Christmas time, right? And I thought that was so funny, because in your household, you do as your parents do. You know what I'm saying? And however, how you were raised may dictate or have a direct impact, or good or bad. For instance, say your parents administer, and this is off a little bit, but I'll bring the point back, right? Say your parents was tough on discipline, so they whipped your ass. Anytime you deal with any little thing, instead of them trying to talk with you, give you reason, you know, why you did wrong, explain shit to you, like one of them parents that just explain everything right, and it ain't no manual on some 10 crack commandments of how to be a parent, right? You go as you go, and you get some tips from people that's been parents, prior to you, and multiple times. That's why I would think you would get the parenting skills, some of it from obviously with your own mind and your own reason. But anyway, if your parents was disciplining you, then you may grow up to discipline the same way if you feel you turned all right. Or you may go the total opposite way. I know some parents that be like, nah, I don't hit my kids at all. And I'm like, damn, not at all. You know what I mean? And then we often joke of, white folk, right? And how Billy or, Jenny James or whatever would be like, fuck you, and say some, crazy shit. Even myself. Going to Fresh Air Fund. Seeing things that, Fresh Air Fund, for those that don't know, right? It's camp, summer camp, maybe like a 2 weeks, 10-day type of shit, where they send you off, somewhere, so your parents get rid of you. I don't know how you get in the program, and I don't remember those details, but I do remember going to Fresh Air Fund one year, and I told the story, about the family that had two girls. I don't remember what age I was, but I tried to get in the pool with them, and they had told me to go to the creek, and then I went to the creek and shit, and that's why I'm afraid of bugs and like insects and shit. So jumped in the pool on the little creek shit, not even really realizing my surroundings. And creek is a creek, got a lot of shit going on. And when I came up and seen all the mosquitoes and all the bugs and just started looking around at all my surroundings, etc. and shit, I'm like, this shit crazy. I got up, ran for my life. But salute to anybody that's working with kids, that's trying to help kids, because in whatever capacity that you're working with them in, if you're doing it for the good, obviously, and you got a passion for it, or at least just you want to see shit change a little bit. You know what I mean? If just that, and you getting paid nicely, right? I ain't gonna knock you, because we all gotta feed our families, we all got bills and shit we gotta pay. So if that's how you doing it, as opposed to some other scumbag way to me, then it's like, all right, so you was ripping people off. You know what I mean? On some lawyer shit and on some mechanic shit, as we spoke about yesterday. You're a good mechanic, you know what you're doing, but you bump the prices up and you get over it, you doing it your way. I just look at it different. But anyway, salute to those men and women that do that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump to this last thing before we get into a few trending topics. You know what I mean? A lot of shit going on in the media, as I like to say, spinning in the clip, right? Let's talk a little bit about being mindful and watching out for people. Not to stab you in the back on some OJ shit. Not that. People that smile in your face and all the time, they want to take your place. The backstabbers. We're not talking about them. We're talking about people that you know, people that you grew up with, people, you associate with, people that's in your neighborhood, right? Because it's always black killing black because they in your neighborhood. So the niggas you know, the women you know, the people you grew around. Watch out for those when you trying to take a new path, a new course, trying to do some shit different than yesteryear, than what you have been known to do, right? Now you trying to, you a Muslim now, I'm being funny. No more dope games or some Tupac shit, right? And I ain't mad at you. You a Muslim now. No more dope games. You trying to change, but the people around you, the people who you, for years before this awakening, the light bulb going off, you know what I mean? And now you got to change your heart, you got to change your mind. Before that, these are the people you was rocking with. These are the people you were around, whether you want to be or not. And we'll address that later. As far as being around people that you want to be in, that you have no say over because of your surroundings. Talking with a brother, he's like, how I'm expect, XYZ, for my kids when I didn't change their area code. And this is the first time, I don't know if he heard it from somewhere or what have you, but I'm listening as we chopping it up. And I'm like, you're right. Because if you change the area code, then that changes it for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you know the area code, you're very versed in it because you grew up in it, you lived there, you from wherever you from. Coming from where I'm from, you from where you from, right? Then you know what it is. And you know what it's and you know what it sounds like, right? So then if you have kids there or you choosing to raise a family there, then you know what it is. unless it got better, unless you put your hands and your feet towards making it better. And that's what we just briefly speaking about. You know what I mean? Is if you trying to, you know, better yourself, take a new journey, learn the trade, you start reading more, you working out more, and your friends wasn't working out. You know what I mean? If they don't encourage you or they keep finding ways to, I don't want to say ambush is not the right word, throw roadblocks on some Walking Dead type shit. Every time you try to get to the next, you know what I mean, facility and what have you, there's trees in the road, there's walkers in the road, niggas leaving traps and shit in the road, and they trying to 52 block your evolution and your newfound path, whether you complete the journey or not. Only you know, only the Most High know, and then ultimately if it happens, then it happens, but, you know, if it doesn't happen, then it wasn't meant to happen. Because what's for you is for you, and what's not for you, nobody, you know, you're not going to be able to get it. And if it's for you, nobody's going to be able to hold it from you. But just be mindful, because I only say that to say, when you're trying to do a thing, if you're around people that you know is not with that no more, I mean, they're not with what you're doing, then when you try to express yourself or say, yo, we doing this now, I'm doing this now, I seen the YouTube video, seen this light skin pop of his nigga, I'm just being funny or, you know, trying to paint a picture. He was talking about XYZ, so I'ma try it. And they're like, nigga, who or what? What you talking about? You vegan now? You know what I mean? Like for those that try to do that, or you trying to educate. And, you know, Jada, you know, he made it famous, but before he said the line, obviously it already was a line. It already was something that somebody thought of. And whether it's true for you, Kareem Akbar, you are the true leader of the CNB. And if I'm going down, I'm taking, like, you know, we all can decide for ourselves whether it's true or not. And that statement is, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. You know what I mean? And if you're a person that don't read, you don't write, you don't journal, you don't, you know, you ain't trying to educate yourself more because you feel like you know it all, or you know what you know in life and you kind of good where you're at, then you're probably not going to take the effort or the steps to learn something different. And so if somebody had a jewel for you, or you needed something, if somebody put it in the book, it's the analogy and the science behind the thinking of it, is that you'll never find it, because you'll never pick up. You'll never, you know what I mean? There's only one person to call when the phone's off. When the phone is off, who are you going to call? You're going to call the Most High. And if you're not studying or you're not trying to elevate yourself and whatever it is, then you're not going to find it if they hide it in the book. Now maybe if they put it on BouT or TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, you might scroll on that shit, possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of, just scrolling, like, oh, nah, this is looking a little interesting, let me take a look at this. But if it's in the book, I mean, how many people is reading that? You know, that's just side note, but just be wary of those folks, because they always surround dream killers. You got all the biggest dreams in the world, you Ralph Cramden. You know what I mean? Every other day you got a new idea to win, and I'm with you, my nigga. Sis, I'm with you. Every day you coming out with, like, every other video, every other day we go, like, every other day you got something else, and you trying to come up. And because you fail at everything you try, and I'm not being funny, it's people that, they got great ideas, they you know what I mean? It's like, ooh, check it out, son, like, I'm gonna rock these niggas this summer, you know what I mean? With the motherfucking wallows and the skit on, you know, the purple tape, like, you know what I mean? With the red and black and then I'm gonna dye these blue and green. It's like, huh? I'm gonna rock niggas this summer. You one of them rock niggas this summer niggas, right? And you always got ideas. But they don't always go well because you don't execute them, you know, the right way. Nobody's helping you, you know what I mean? People be like, well, why you ain't pop yet? Why you ain't blow up yet? Because you're not helping me. You're not reposting, or whatever it is that you can do to help me. So all that to say, just watch out for those people that, you know what I mean? When you tell them something, they'll be like, yo, that's what's up. Like, for instance, you know, my channel, a lot of people be, you know, tuning in now, getting more and more viewers, and I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? But there's one in particular, you know what I mean? He be like, yo, send me your shit, woo, 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 And I got people that, you know, post me, and, you know, just like I do them, we try, you know what I mean? But those are the ones that you want to keep around, as opposed to, you know, people never like, they don't share, they ain't trying to, you know what I mean? You say you want to lose weight, but every time they eat ices and ice cream dripping down their elbow on some Eddie Murphy shit, and they're going to just order the most shrimp and lobster and burgers and fries, and you telling them like, I'm on the fasting journey now. I'm on my smoothie vegan juice and shit now. I just bought a juicer. Instead of encouraging me to do that, you not. I tell you, I listen to Les Brown or, you know, Malcolm X or whoever, right? Whoever. Popovich. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell, right? We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up in here, one more again. You're like, nah, I'm gonna share your shit, right? That's the difference. And we gotta know the difference. Because if you don't, you'll get caught up in the swoop of, you know, letting people kill your dreams, or, you know what I mean, thinking you can't do it, which is killing your dreams, giving you self-doubt, instead of building you up. Baby, I build you up. Some 50 Cent shit. Build you up. 50 Cent, Jamie Foxx. And we spoke about Jamie Foxx yesterday with the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, like not 6, not 7, or some LeBron shit, pulled up in the whip with the white joints, right? But anyway, let's talk about this shit though. Let's talk about Stephen A. Smith coming out recently, if you will, right? Talking about LeBron James, and speaking of not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, like we're gonna win 7 golden rings. Yet you only win 4 out of 10. You know what I mean? You got spanked 6 times. And that's the reality. That's not a blow. That's just the numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Stephen A. fresh off of, I mean, like, he always spinning in the clip. If you really on some Stephen A. shit, you definitely could do a channel. You know, you could do probably like 4 videos a day on Stephen A. And some people do on their channels. That's not what we do over here. Popovich TV, we a little different. Maybe that's why we still a little low level. Call my shit low level. You know what I'm saying? You can run from it, you can dread it. When they catch up though, they be like, oh nah, this channel was ill. I'm ill. Like shit like that. Anyway, Stephen A. Smith just popped up on Gilbert Arenas, you know what I mean, on podcast, and what is it? No Chill Gil, whatever it is, and I do watch their content. I think they funny. Sometimes the shit is intriguing. Sometimes the shit is, you know what I mean, trolling. Like, you're gonna get some laughs. You're gonna get, you know, a variety of things because it's different people with Swag P and Kenya Martin and shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, Stephen A. freshly off of trying to advise Gilbert Arenas, fighting, you know what I mean, fighting the feds and shit, right? In the real life, you a trophy in the real life. In the real life, you fighting the feds over some maybe allegedly kind of sort of allegations of running, you know what I mean, a number hole, and you think you should, you motherfucking quick from Harlem Nights, get into your bag, even though you're a millionaire already. That's a side note, because we already addressed this in the other video, right? Kanye pulled up in the next week, see me. We already addressed that. What we're talking about now is Stephen A. popping up on his podcast after advising him, like, yo, take it serious, my brother. You're going to lose sponsors. When you're dealing with the feds, you never really want them to, you know, think that you think it's a game. You know what I mean? Like, they bag you and tag you, and their record is impeccable. Like when Mike Tyson came on, my record is impeccable. When I kill bait, I do whatever he was saying. I mean, my defense is impregnable and all that fly shit. Talking like he was on the purple tape. You know what I mean? When Mike Tyson was speaking about his, you know, boxing ability, like, nigga, I'm nice. My style, I'm crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Your style is impeccable, but you dealing with the feds. And when they come like, who's that looking at my window? Wow, the feds on me now. Like, the feds on you now for maybe allegedly kind of sort of doing some crazy shit. Or not crazy shit, but just, you know, operating where they can't get their money. Who knows next? You We live, we rolling, we 19 minutes into the show. You know what's next. One for you, one for me. Two for you, one, two for me. Three for you, one, two, three for me. Like, don't try to play me like I got a flower pot head. That skit gonna never get old. VBS, what's the word? I mean, we live on Instagram and we live on YouTube. I appreciate you if you rocking with me. We're gonna be on for a little minute, then I'm gonna jump off. I got work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Harlem Week. Rest in peace, Lloyd Williams. You know what I mean? Co-founder of Harlem Week. African Day Parade soon come. You know what I mean? This year flying by quick. And football season is almost about to be in full swing. Anyway, Stephen A. jumps on a podcast, right? Jumps on Gil podcast. And, you know, I watched some of it, skipped around a little bit, and I've seen clips. And obviously, I think this started spinning in the clip, if you will, maybe about like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, definitely like 4 days max probably, and started making the cycles, jumping on the blogs, and they'll never speak again. That's like the title that's spinning around. Because I guess like, if you know, we never speak again, I'll be good. But if he ever wanted to speak to me, then I'll speak to the nigga like, oh, what? Come on, Stephen A. Like, my nigga. And since I've been, you know, I go to work early now. We got the kids and shit. You know, we work with the kids in the daytime hours, summer programs, summer youth and all that, even though it's not really quantified as that. Anyway, so I haven't watched First Take or seen that shit in a long time, you know what I mean? Since I've been, the hours changed from the day, you know, the later hours in the day to the early hours. But anyway, he jumped on a podcast and he like, yo, you know, because he went on the Pat McAfee show, this is something that we covered in real time. You know, how LeBron was on there live, or, you know, when they did their show, broadcasted live, right after Stephen A., you know, had something to say, and the whole, you know what I mean, you told Harpo to beat me, even though it wasn't that. It was like, yo, you talking about my son, woo, 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 and like, what's really good? Because I'm really, like, standing here in front of you now, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to do something? You want to do something? K.O. Smitty, like, shout outs to KO, you know what I mean? That's big bro, that's like Pops, that's like Unc, you know what I mean? That's like older cuz. Shout out to KO Smitty, you know what I'm saying? Just set the Securus up, wasn't getting the emails for a while. They always make it fucking hard for you to try to talk to your loved ones and, you know, the people that's incarcerated. But nonetheless, I was able to switch from JPay, now it's Messenger and shit. That's just a quick side note, but shout outs to KO Smitty, aka John Smith. I love you, brother. You know what I mean? I'm glad we able to, because sometimes you can't always call, and sometimes I gotta miss your calls because shit going on, and I can't just pick it up. But at least we can still jump back on the emails now. Shout out to everybody that's looking out for niggas that's locked down, women that's locked down, your family members, your cousins and them. You know what I mean? People that was looking out for you, but now that they locked up and they a little down, you know what I mean? You too busy and shit. You know what I mean? That part. Anyway though, Stephen A., right? I don't really watch that shit like that. But we know he did the whole college tour with Kwame. We know he made his rounds with Max Kellerman, etc. You know what I mean? Dang, I gotta go get my charger for this phone on Instagram. Otherwise, we're gonna be dead. Yeah, kid. Just so we can stay active, you know what I'm saying? Battery was about to die. Yeah, kid. Anyway, Stephen A. got pressed. LeBron James pressed him, right? Y'all seen the press. Y'all seen him at the game, run up on him or walk up on him during the game, right? Stephen A. came out with whatever he had to say on First Take. And then right after that, LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show. They got their little thing. But long story short, he ended back up on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, right? Where he just was advising them like, yo, I don't want, I'm rooting for you, I'm rocking with you. I don't want to see no brother get, done dirty, lose their money, etc. And I don't either. I don't either. I don't want to see anybody lose no deals, get blackballed or, the people, the other, right? Flex their power by, blocking you or doing something to you and you trying to get yours out the mud. I definitely don't want to see that. But anyway, they asked him, like, yo, so with LeBron James, what's up? Where's that stand now after everything that we seen play out in public, social media, in the public? And he's like, you know what, man? I wouldn't give it one rat's ass, you know what I mean? Like, if we never speak again. And personally, people always ask, well, you always talk about, he's like, nah, I only get asked to talk about him, and plus, that's my job. He's like, but if it was up to me, I wouldn't talk about him at all. Then proceeded to give like a 5, 6, 7 minute, unleashing of, I know stuff people don't know. So if I was to tell it and spill of beans, maybe people wouldn't look at LeBron like how they would look at him, right? Maybe they'll look at him with the side eye, like, maybe he's not who we really think he is. And he's a scumbag. That's how we be hearing about Hov. You know what I'm saying? On to the next one, on to the next one. You hear the backdoor fuckery, whether it's true or not, it's still out there. Multiple people are saying it, whether they benefiting off it or not. That's still what they pushing. Pushing the bad D, pushing the bad, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't rock with him. Nigga name is Dirt in the Hood, or, he'll do this to you, he'll backdoor you, backdoorian, and woo, 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 and So don't fuck with him. That's out there. It's also out there for LeBron. I know people like, yo, he got the school. Me and my coworkers was talking about it. But he got the school. He's the co-founder of the school. And, obviously the 20 years in the game, or 21, 4-time champion, 4-time MVP, or 3-time, whatever it is. Like, finals on top of finals, 10-year stretch. The GOAT of this era, or even the second best for those that come from my era, or even the Stephen A's, and you think of LeBron as the second best, which is not a knock. It's a great accomplishment. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be number one. Everybody can't be number one. Public enemy number one. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. But for him to be like, with shit that I know, shit that I can expose, challenge. Will you ever expose to Stephen A? Are you not? And I ain't really got no beef with Stephen A. As I told y'all, we was out there for Houston, All-Star Weekend. And shout outs to Kyrie, who we'll get into in a minute, but he gave us the box seats. Never been in the box seats in the arena before. I don't go to a lot of sporting events. NBA, definitely never been to an NFL game. My nigga Larry like, yo, we gotta take you when you out in Vegas. We gonna go see the Raiders or wherever I'm at. Pull up. Shouts to my nigga Larry Love, right? Out there in Vegas. Peace, King. But it's like the commercials. When when the commercial time come, you don't see the commercial. They may show some ads and you in the bleachers or whatever. Obviously, basketball game it's a little different. It's more action. But anyway, to be out there in Houston, compliments of Kyrie Peoples. It was me and Big Time, my uncle, Nico and shit. We was out there, a couple other people and shit, and it was a good time, right? Sitting in the box seats, wasn't a lot of us. I think maybe like 5 of us. Then the next people that's right there in the next booth. I don't remember who they was. I have to think about it. But anyway, I ain't really attending the games. But, Stephen A. is like, you got to talk about it because this is your job. This is how you, feeding yourself. Obviously, your YouTube channel now. But we talking about ESPN, Disney. You the big wig. You one of the big wigs. You are the guy. A nickel park gets sold in the park, you want in. And you work hard to get it. I'm not knocking you, right? But you would never speak to him again, and you was mad that he went, not behind your back. But every given moment, it's LeBron, and obviously he moves the needle in the ratings. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not so much now in the playoffs or whatever. 21st year, we older now. It's a lot of young stars in the game. And I can't wait till we start back talking about, basketball again around, around my B-Day time, October. You know what I'm saying? When basketball swing back around. First, we got to get the jump off of football. But, he doesn't move the needle like that. And maybe it'll be even less this year. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it's like you went all around the rosy with Max, with with Kwame for a minute, with other players, even with Kyrie, who we gonna speak about next. To be like, you ain't gonna, you ain't never gotta speak to him, but if he wanna holler at you, you know a lot of things that people don't know, that if you was to say and woo woo woo, but Jaylen Brown said, nigga, who states your source? And what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You gonna step on that? I'm a journalist, and now he is a sideline reporter, journalist, beat writer, all that shit for the Philadelphia 76ers and covering Allen Iverson to the cold piece. Obviously he been around for a while. You know what I mean? And as a man, in his early 50s, right? And on TV. Nobody's, giving him a clean slate and just saying whatever, he earned it. But for you to constantly do what Skip was doing. Mutar, what's up on the check-in? Salam alaikum rahmatullah, brother Katu. Yeah, kid. Hope everything is alright, man. Alhamdulillah. I'm good. Working my ass off now. I got to even go to work tomorrow on my day off, right? Even though now I am on call, though. I got to stop saying that because I'm in on call. That's the contract. Nigga, shit pop off or we got events, you got to come through and get this money. Yeah, kid. Anyway, then you ain't going to speak about them. If they don't ask you, then you ain't got nothing to say, yet you give a whole speech on them. And, I think it's in Stephen A. mind than it is on LeBron. I'm not a fanboy of LeBron. I get it. You know what I mean? He's a, billionaire, obviously, one of the greatest. Whether you got him number one or number two, money-wise, he got influence, he got power, right? And I'm all for that. Because what's better than one billionaire? Two, especially if he got the same hue as you, right? Right. Even if you're a Republican, even if you're a Democrat, we still should, but you're black. We still should figure out common grounds. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to, put the gloves on, go mano a mano, knock some heads off, or get your head knocked off if the person is bigger and badder than you, right? But to see him keep playing this back and forth, and it's really just been a one-sided match, because LeBron don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't say nothing. I just thought that was interesting. A lot of people have been talking about it, so I'm talking about it. I'll just end that topic before we get to the next topic that's kind of coincide with this, because it's still talking about LeBron James. Nobody's fucking perfect. So although they're a celebrity, we keep talking about this. And I want to drive the point home because I don't look at no celebrity, up here. You know what I mean? Some people have them as, in Islam, we say Allah, which is your God, right? And you worshiping, every rope rocking. Well, what Nas said, you was worshiping every word rocking rope chain that these niggas gave you. These old school niggas that was rocking rope chains and Adidas and shit. A little piece of game, anything that they gave you, you sucked it up, you absorbed it, and then now you was flipping it and bouncing and thinking it was you. But they gave you the bad dope. Some of it was good. They passed off to you because they had the rope chain on and the Jordans on. Couple dollars in their pocket, couple little dollars in their pocket. So you thought what they said was law, and you was down by law. Yet they was just really some bozos, some niggas that ain't, was just another lost nigga on some motherfucking what's the battle rocking motherfucking fastest way to the A train, beloved, can't think of his name, Loaded Lux. Shout out to Lux, right? And we had him on the channel 2 times. You know what I mean? But shout outs to Loaded Lux, right? Quickest way to Harlem is the A train, and you just another lost nigga. We had a lot of those spitting game to us. And I'll just say, don't put them up there. Let them show and prove first, before you just start taking what a motherfucker say. But let's get to this Kyrie shit, right? Let's get to Kyrie. He was spinning in the clip. and I won't play the audio. Maybe when I chop the video up, and I haven't been doing that in a little while now. I ain't gonna lie, I need to get an editor now. Before I was editing my videos, now I might need an editor for real, like to chop shit up from me, help me work more smarter than harder. Anyway, Kyrie came out. He had some interesting words, not choice, because I see a lot of channels trying to spin it in a clip and spin the narrative like, yeah, you know, because he ain't like LeBron, and he didn't want to play with LeBron, and if he had his way of woo, 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 and then maybe we should hear from Kyrie in his own words. Maybe we should. See if I got the clip of Kyrie talking this shit. Because I was saving some clips. Kyrie, where you at? I know I saved you. Where you at? Damn, where the fuck is Kyrie at? So I had Kyrie, Luka, Kyrie and Luka, Kyrie and Luka. One got crazy handles, the other going shoot you. Alright, we don't got Kyrie. Alright, cool. Anyway, Kyrie like, yo, take my word for it. Kyrie like, yo, you know, I was young when I came in the league. I went to a losing team, which is the Cavs. Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. He went to the Cavaliers. They was dirt because LeBron had took his talents to South Beach. #1 draft pick or #2 or #3, whatever he went. He went top 7 or 10. That's for sure, right? Maybe I'm all the way bugging, but I think Kyrie did go top 10. Anyway, he went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He like, you know, as a young man trying to figure it out, etc. He picked up a lot of bad habits. He didn't, he wasn't a winner. He wasn't a winner. And he wasn't a winner, and he didn't take losing too good. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take losing good. What is this? Should just delete this shit right here. Just lost footage on my other camera. We live on Instagram and we live on YouTube, and I got my own footage that I need for myself. Alright, I'm gonna delete this one right here. Because I need to be recording the shit that I'm saying. Alright, boom. Here we go. We should be good again. We should be back good again, folks. Yeah, kid. Yes, we are. I'm just fucking with y'all. Y'all know I got that feeling, and I give the speech with vigor. Pass the wine cooler, you big black jingling baby. Gag, baby. Alright, we good. We back good again. I gotta make sure I got my footage, folks, case other platforms, you know, crash. I need my own personal footage. Anyway, Kyrie like, y'all was young. I came in the league. He didn't say immature. Obviously, got his father in his life, ball of Jersey. You know, Jersey stand up, pretty much right there next to New York. And he didn't know how to win. He wasn't a winner, and he didn't take losing, you know, well. And also playing with LeBron, that spotlight is there. You expected to win. Narratives is being spent. Narratives is being you know, created on social media, on all the big news networks. You know, this is LeBron, right? After, you know, winning 2 championships in Miami, coming back, being drafted #1 to Cleveland, but then leaving. So it's a whole fiasco. And he like, it's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes. Oh, like Stephen A. just was saying, that we don't know. And basically, he just wanted to move on and try new and better things. Some is interpreting that as he didn't want to play with LeBron no more. He ain't really like. I remember when he wanted to leave. Even myself was like, damn, why you want to leave playing with LeBron? And I got a chance to win. The East is still fake compromise, or it could be had, if you will. That's why LeBron went 10 years straight at one time, right? It was easy. You know what I mean? Paul George and them, and not too many great teams. Coming through. Obviously the Pistons, and obviously Boston ended up knocking them out a few times to go play Kobe, etc. But they got out of the East 10 years, right? Even though he lost 6 against the Western teams, but in the East dominated that, crushed them, put them on the back, and showed him what it was like to ball out 10 years straight, which is just phenomenal, even though he lost. But anyway, Kyrie, I wanted to get up out of there, so don't make more of it than really what it is, because that's what you'll be doing. You'll be making a narrative and trying to spin some shit the same way that I'm talking about, and that's why I just wanted to get up out of there. And that's why they say some people can't play at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, Mecca City. You know what I'm saying? I am Bentley. What's the word? The Mecca of basketball. Even though you may think the Knicks is trash, and I'm from New York, so I'll be like, nah, Knicks been trash for a long time. We're a little better now with Brunson and the players that we got. You know what I'm saying? Cat, etc. Even before last year, Randall and us making the playoffs. You know what I mean? But if you're a New Yorker, even though you know that this is one of the meccas of the basketball world, that's not the topic, but we got to give props to my city. We don't really see it as that because the Knicks ain't been winning shit. Knicks ain't been relevant. But I only mention that to say, as Kyrie, coming in young, playing with an icon, you know what I mean? Whether you view them as that or not, LeBron James, that is, it's pressure. Just like to go play with Shaq, or to go play with Mike, or to go play with any of the greats in their prime when they expected to win. He it was a lot of learning, it was a lot of narratives, a lot of shit behind the scenes we ain't see. Same as Stephen A. Now we looking at Stephen A. like, well, if you know it, nigga, then just say it. You ain't gonna keep saying, you know shit, and if you was to reveal it and expose it, we'd be looking at him with the side-eye Kyrie and saying like, yeah, there was a lot of shit that went on in the background, shit that y'all don't know about, narratives being spent. But is that just because that's LeBron James, or you don't see other players that's being spent, being spun like it is on him? And it's dying down now, because he in his 21st year, or will be going into his 22nd year, and what have you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We live on YouTube and we live on Instagram. So you see my head keep jumping around. That's what we doing over here. Pop of his TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling, right? He like, yeah, it's a lot to deal with. Everybody can't play with Allen Iverson. Everybody can't play with Kobe. Everybody can't play with Mike. You know what I mean? After you win a chip or two or whatever, you can get up out of there and see if you can do it on your own. So I don't knock Kyrie in that sense. But was he trying to throw shade at LeBron? Was he saying, yo, I really, I just really wanted to go on my own and see what I could do? It was a dynamic duel, especially the way their careers ended. You know what I mean? As far as position on the top 100s list, or the top 75, or the top 50. And they was real family. You know what I mean? They off the court, they family, right? Which is Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady in Toronto. And I remember, because was it 2021, 2021, 2022, somewhere around there, you know what I mean? I was in Bear Hill at the time. And I'm like, these niggas gonna be a problem. And I think they made the playoffs even once playing the Knicks. Maybe it was 2 years back to back playing the Knicks. I can't really recall, but I definitely know it was the 1 year that they was playing the Knicks. And I'm like, damn, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, these niggas is nice. You know what I mean? Allen Houston, Trail Sprewell. Maybe it was 2021 or 1999 when the Knicks went to play the Spurs. Now that was the short season. It was 2021. 2001, I believe. When the Knicks went to the finals, had Latrell Sprewell, had Allen Iverson. Had Allen Houston, not Allen Iverson. Allen Houston, right? Charlie Ward, Marcus Camby. I think I'm getting it right off the top. Trying to remember. Pardon me. Ain't cold enough. That's good right there. Who else we got on our team? Chris Childs, right? Yeah, I think Chris Childs, two-piece Kobe, right? And I can't really think of who else. And Jeff Van Gundy was the coach, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we went to the finals, but and that series against Toronto, I'm like, yo, Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady would be a dynamic duel. And then seeing Vince get in a dunk contest, play all the way into his 40s, I think where he played just like LeBron, right? 20 seasons, something like that. To be one of the all-time greats, obviously, not top 20, 25, you know what I mean? But far, because he ain't no win no rings, but just overall professionalism and his skill set, what he brought to the game. And then even Tracy McGrady, because we just had the talks of Tracy McGrady saying, you think if I was with Shaq, I couldn't have won one, or was it Shaq? No, yeah, it was Tracy McGrady first, saying like, yeah, I could have won with Shaq too. When they was doing the Kobe debate, or whether or not who would have won, how many rings, etc. And then even Shaq doubling down, swinging back around the block, like, yeah, you think if I had Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady, I wouldn't have won no ring. Like, I'm nice, nigga. I'm motherfucking Diesel. I would have won definitely at least one. Definitely would have won at least one if I would have locked in. And Shaq might have won a 5 or 6 on the Lakers if he would have stayed with Kobe and stayed focused and disciplined. But that's side though. I didn't really want to, jump into it like that. My whole point is just dynamic dudes. Kyrie was there. He said the course ran his course, and he wanted to try to go somewhere else. He ended up going to Boston, I believe, was his first stop, and then it didn't really pan out. Went to Brooklyn. Now he ended up with with Luka, and then Luka got traded to the Lakers. Me and Great Fire did a song, Kyrie and Luka, Kyrie and Luka. One got crazy handles, the other going shoot you. Kyrie and Luka, Kyrie and Luka. He's heated up like Kyrie and Luka. You can go check that out on iTunes, on Spotify, on Apple, on all that shit. That shit was fire. We did that like 2 years ago when they played Boston in the finals. Anyway, it's tough to play with players like that. It's a lot on the mental. It's demanding. Playing in the Garden, places where, all the stars and celebrities playing in LA, Laker Town, Showtime at the Apollo, but in LA, the stars is out. The Rihannas and the people is going to come out. All of the stars, the Ben Afflecks and, the Ben Stillers, the Denzels, etc. They're going to be front row, just like they're going to be front row at the Garden. The Fat Joes and, whoever, the New York people, right, that come out to see the New York Knicks. Everybody can't take that. Everybody can't play the star quarterback on a, some people they cower and some people rise to the occasion. And he like, initially from what I gathered, not that he was shitting on LeBron James at all, just basically saying in the midst of trying to find himself, winning the title, losing the title, obviously he want to try to do his own thing and lead. And maybe some of the politics or shit behind the scenes that we ain't see, that he's talking about, that Stephen A's talking about, that he didn't want to deal with. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to deal with that shit all the time. I'm Gucci. I'm going to roll over here and do X, Y, Z. What else we got before we get out of here, right? Let's talk about this shit.
Bro, niggas from the Bronx and from Brooklyn be like, oh, hey, mommy. And when you respond to them, they're like, oh, you got a ghetto-ass accent, so proper. Damn, you sound like a man. Nigga, I sound like you. We from the same place. How you want me to sound? You want me to sound all extra fucking proper, have so much etiquette? Like, hi, I'm great. Like, I'm having such a good fucking time. Do you talk like that? Or you talk like this? Or you do that?
Bro. She ain't lying, but I'm still gonna side with the New York niggas got crazy game, but out of town niggas is all the same. Like, if you from New York, you're gonna have that aggression. You're gonna have that thing that some people, you're gonna turn them off. Even the men that may live here, even though they know what it is, and they know what it sounds like. Like, you know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. It sounds like that feeling. So you know what a New York bop gonna bring. New York chick, round the way girl. Some of it may be stereotypical. Some of it may be, you know what I mean, some shit out of Air Magazine. You're like, oh shit, you hit me with a different swag. I ain't know you gave it up like that. My ex was like that. You know what I mean? Hit you with the different swag. Like, you from the BX, like Shorty just mentioned, the Bronx and Brooklyn, but your swag is an upstate swag, or your swag is some Scarsdale pinky ring swag, and it's like, oh, I dig you, you know what I mean? You want some other shit. I like that. You know what I mean? Because I am what she's talking about. You are what she's talking about. But the grittiness of it, the suck my head, or SMD, or just how they be on it, and real masculine seem like. Even Cam talked about this, right? Because he's still spinning in the clip with Omar Gooding. And we talked about this yesterday on the Friday Night Live show. He was like, yeah, he wouldn't deal with no New York. He has. But now, I guess, you know, been around the world and you can't find your baby. You see different women from different, you know, cultures, nationalities, and, you know, countries, cities, states, and every other where we go, every other city we flow. Like, no matter where you go, you see the same hoes. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. Wake up. Hey. All my niggas, he be like, hold up. Hey. Like, rest in peace, Nate Dogg, right? Every other city we go, you see the same hoes on some Tupac shit. In the metropolitan cities, the New Yorks, the Chicagos, the Houstons, the Atlantas, even though they got the twang and the accent, chicks do sound masculine, aggressive, and for no reason. That's their defense mechanism. That's their superpower. All right, we get it. We're used to it. We rock with it, some of us, and then some of us is like, nah, we ain't talking proper as the guys that she's talking about. We still ain't trying to talk like, you know, we talking to a dude to you. Now, maybe the younger generation is. Every time I try to rap to a woman, I always was conscious of how I was, you know, formulating my words, formulating flows and, you know, grammatic, wordplay and all that, you know what I mean? Even if it still sounds fucked up on some liked it is, right? You liked it or you liked. You know what I'm saying? You still ain't gonna just be saying craziness unless you think the woman is meeting you right there. Then you're gonna meet her right there. So if it's like, yeah, I see you with the, you know, you a gangster bitch, I need a gangster bitch on some Apache, then I'm gonna probably talk to you like that, maybe. You know what I mean? But I think that's just an excuse for formulating words and broadening your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the most versed. I got my ABE, and then I went and got my GED, right? And I can count 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? I'm being funny, but I'm not. I'm being funny, but I'm not. I can count 1, 2, 3. I got my GED right after I completed ABE, which is Adult Basic Education, up north. But I ain't gonna match with the best of them and be speaking articulate. I'm gonna stay in my lane. Not to say that I can't learn or expand my mind and broaden my vocabulary, but that's pretty much just what it is. It's stuck in your ways, talking the way you talk. You ain't trying to elevate. You talk like how everybody else talks, so you think. You know what I mean? The uneducated, and so you talk that way. And you caught up in the vibe and the wave, and you in the matrix. And you ain't trying to get out. You don't want the red pill. You want the blue pill. Or was it the blue pill or the red pill? I have no fucking idea because I ain't watched that movie in mad long. But whatever the truth pill was, you could dread it, you can run from it, but destiny arrives all the same. Which one are you taking? Do you want the truth because you need men on that wall? Or you want to put your head in the sand like an ostrich and act like you don't see what you really know you see? You know what I'm saying? Well, we about to get out of here. It's a lot of other shit spinning in the news, but I just wanted to jump on it. It was Saturday, you know, nigga ain't Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't Hollywood. Talk to y'all for a little bit. I do got to work tomorrow. But hopefully you had a safe weekend. It's still Saturday Night Live. But y'all know what it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe tonight and tomorrow.